Hey friends, I wanted to pop on and tell you guys how my day at work went. As you know, it is my second week working in-person readings at the Shining Lotus in Denver, which I love, by the way. But today, if you pay attention to astrology, the moon was in Scorpio. And as much as I love my friends that are Scorpios, I've got to tell you that the heavy lifting involved is a little bit much for me. So obviously I can't go into detail because I don't want to reveal anybody's identity, but I'll just give you a synopsis of kind of how my day went so you can understand what I'm dealing with this evening. My first reading was dealing with a lot of anger, and unfortunately she was quite blocked off, so I had a hard time reading for her. And she wasn't happy with her reading, so just like any of my clients, the shop policy is the same as my policy. If you're not happy, you don't pay, so she didn't end up paying for her reading. But it wasn't anybody's fault. It's just that she's not ready to hear the messages that I had for her. So we blessed her and sent her on her way. And then she walked by a little bit later and actually waved at me. So I feel like we got through a little bit. Then the second reading that I did was this really sweet gal. She's so sweet. And she was dealing with a narcissistic abuse situation and just trying to get some insight on that. So that went really well. There was some anger to let go of and some cords to cut. But I think she's going to do just great. She's very young and just, her first experience with narcissistic abuse. So we dealt with that and we cut those cords and blessed the person and let them go. So that, that wasn't too bad of a reading either. But I'm most definitely going to get emotional telling you about this third reading because it was really hard for me and I haven't quite processed what I've done today. I've only been home long enough to eat dinner and change into my pajamas. So the third reading was a wonderful, lovely lady. She came in and we talked a little bit about some of the people that are hers, her relatives and things. And then I discovered that she actually had an archangel with her, Raphael to be exact. And I hadn't worked with this particular angel before, but I knew immediately who it was. And I can tell when an angel is nearby because I get really hot. I get very hot feeling when angels are nearby because they are such a higher vibration. They put off heat, and so that's how I perceive them, is as heat. And we talked a little bit about her spiritual gifts and how she's working with this particular angel, and it actually turns out that she has crow medicine. I haven't met very many crows in my life, but she has it. And basically what crow medicine is to me is when you help spirits move from one plane to the next. And so she does this work, not necessarily consciously, but she does do this work. And when we got through some of the people that wanted to say, hey, I'm here and I'm okay, there was this situation that came up around a car accident. And she's like, it doesn't resonate. It doesn't resonate. I don't have anybody that passed in a car accident. And then out of nowhere, she gasped, suddenly, and she told me that for the past 3 months, she has been having this recurrent vision of a car accident, and it's been stressing her out because it doesn't seem related to her personally, but she's been reliving it over and over again as a vision. Well, we discovered, after I did a little bit more speaking with my guides and the spirits that were around, we discovered that she had a spirit with her that's not hers, but that had found her because she is like a light on the other side. She's like a bonfire, and so they gather around her so that they're warm, so to speak, metaphorically. And the spirit that she brought was a very young girl, 16, maybe 17 years old, who had died in a car crash, and she didn't know that she had passed. So I had the somber duty of letting her know that she had passed, and that was really hard. That was really hard because she's a child, and she didn't know that she was passed. She kept asking questions like, where are my parents? Why aren't they here? Why is it dark here? Why am I here? Why can't I go home? Why aren't I at the hospital? And the reason that this person that was sitting with me in the physical world was experiencing this car crash over and over again is because this spirit was trying to make sense of what happened to her. And so she kept replaying it over and over again, hoping that the person I was sitting with could make sense of it because she's the only one that she's aware of, So we did some work around kind of like an introduction to, this is Raphael, this is a safe person to go with, this is an angel, he's going to take you home, and explaining to this poor sweet girl that she had passed. So that was really heavy, and it took everything in me not to just, I mean, I did cry in front of the client, I'm not gonna lie, and she was so sweet about it. She was like, I understand. It's okay, it's really heavy work, and I'm so sorry. I didn't know that I was bringing her with me. And I was like, it's not your fault, and I'm glad that you brought her because we can get her to where she needs to be. But just as a mama, knowing that how young this baby was and what she went through and what she was feeling and how scared she must have been, not realizing that she had passed on, was really difficult for me and my mama's heart. So I'm just going to spend the next couple of days being a little bit extra gentle with myself and spending extra time with my kiddos and just being grateful for every blessing in my life. And I hope that you do the same. People seem to think that being a psychic medium is like all happy all the time, and that's just not the case. It is beautiful healing work, and I'm so privileged and grateful to do it, but some of them just hit a little bit harder than the others. And it was hard because I was at work, so I had to keep it together. You know, after the reading, I had to just pretend to be okay for the rest of the afternoon. When I was secretly praying, please don't let anybody else come in because I won't be able to hold it together. And nobody did, of course. So that was my day today. And it was beautiful otherwise. And that was beautiful too. It's just really difficult and I'm processing it. So I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm not, you know, trying to keep secrets or be standoffish or anything like that. It's just that sometimes this work is really hard. And I knew that it would be getting into it because I've been doing this on my own for quite some time. And I just now have started doing it in person in the shop. And there was just something about, there's something about having to tell a sweet, innocent child that their life is over. And even though you know the place that they're going to is so much better than the place that they've been or anything they've ever known, it is still hard to make that make sense for them. And that task fell to me today, so that was really difficult. And I just, I love and appreciate you guys so much. You've been so encouraging and loving and just motivated me to really do this work, and I thank you for it. And I also thank you for respecting the space that I need to process this, because it does affect me. I'm a human too. And most of the time I'm able to like block my emotions and not feel anything, but I've got to tell you, it's just so hard when it's kids. It's so hard when it's kids, because you can see the entire life that they were meant to lead and it's just gone. But especially when it's a child that is lost and doesn't know what's going on, that's incredibly difficult. So I mostly made this video because I needed to talk about it, because I can't keep this all into myself. And also so that I could ask for prayers that she find her way on her journey. I know that she's in great hands. It's just, it's a scary process. So just bless her and keep her in your thoughts. And the lady that I did the reading for was so grateful at the end. She was just absolutely lovely. I mean, just a wonderful person to do the reading for. And I'm so grateful she came in. So, and she does recognize now that she has some psychic gifts that she hasn't quite tapped into, and she'll get there. So I'm hoping that she'll give me a call and I'll be able to help her along a little bit so she can avoid some of the pitfalls that I have fallen into. But yeah, so it's not always super fun and magical. Sometimes it is deep, heavy work. And today was one of those days. So thank you all for holding space for me to process this and to let it go. Because, I mean, I've dealt with a couple of children in this line of work, and it just never gets easier. And I wouldn't want it to get easier. I wouldn't want to get used to this. I just need some time to be gentle with myself and to be around my family and to, you know, let go of everything I'm holding back for everybody else's sake right now. So I'm gonna go now. I hope that you all have a wonderful night and that you drink some water, take your vitamins, take care of yourselves and each other, and be gentle with yourselves, be kind to yourselves, and hug the people that you love, especially your children, because we are blessed every moment that we get to have them. Every single moment is such a treasure. Don't ever forget that. But I'm gonna go before I start bawling again, so have a good night. I love you. You're all special, sacred, beloved beings, and I'm so happy you exist in my world, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.